Hey guys, what's up? It's Charlie here, and today we're going to be looking at 10 photos taken before reality hit. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, but in this case a picture would probably be worth 1,000 curse words, as the people in the photos get to look back at these mishaps. We all know the struggle of something bad happening to us, but it's rarely caught on camera. But these photos definitely did capture some crazy, unlucky and amazing moments before reality hit hard. Before we get into it, leave a like and subscribe, and comment I subscribed and I'll try to reply. Coming in at number 10, we have shark PHOTOBOMB. Sharks are known as one of the most dangerous aquatic animals alive today. So just imagine swimming at the beach and seeing one in the distance. You'd probably want to get out of the water right away. But what if you turned around to see a shark right behind you in the water? This actually happened, and it was caught on camera. Two kids were surfing on their stomachs in the large waves of a beach, when all of a sudden a shark appeared right behind them in a wave. The two kids looked terrified, and rightly so. They were totally fine and came back to shore. But I bet reality really sunk in when they turned around and saw one of the most dangerous underwater animals creeping up behind them. It looks like the shark wanted to join in with their surfing fun. But nevertheless, I think it's safe to say we would all be terrified if we were in these kids' position. Next up is pool fall. We all love to take a dip in the pool, especially on a hot summer's day. But one photographer who was taking a photograph of a man caught a rather unfortunate plunge in the background of their photo. In the background are a few friends joking around, but one has taken a step back, right into the swimming pool. I can just imagine the other two women cracking up seeing their friend do an Olympic dive into the hotel pool. This photo was taken at the exact right moment, as you can just about see the water moving under the woman's feet. It's safe to say she's not having the best vacation, but at least the guy did get some hilariously awesome pictures. Just imagine showing these to your friends once you got back. I feel kind of bad for this woman falling into a pool and then having the blunder go viral online. But then again, they did look very giggly, so maybe she just laughed it off. It may sound mean, but if I was there, I'd have trouble not laughing. How about you? And be honest. Next up is whale watching. Lots of people love to whale watch. It can be fascinating to see how such large animals live life, and relaxing too if you've ever heard whale noises. One thing that happens a lot while whale watching is the whales jumping out of the water. This usually happens near to the boats people are whale watching on, but in this case it was a much closer shave. Two people in a tiny boat were near a much larger whale watching boat. They didn't realize they'd gone into a whale watching area. But when a whale came out of the water right next to their boat, I'm sure they knew about it. I don't know whether the whale landed on the boat or not, but even if it did miss the boat, they'd still be getting splashed big time. I hope the two in the boat were okay, and the person who took this photograph must have been pretty surprised to see this giant whale dive out of the ocean right next to the boat. This is exactly why you always wear a life jacket, but it doesn't seem like these guys are. Then again, I think a suit of metal armor would be more fitting for a whale landing on you. Next up is swing set. The swing set is a fun and safe place for kids to play. We all remember how fun it was swinging up and down, but we likely never revisit this playground attraction as we get older. Well, one teen did, and it ended terribly. It looks like she attempted some kind of stunt or flip, but it did not end well. This photo, caught at the perfect moment, shows her flying through the air ready to faceplant into the concrete below. We hope this didn't happen and she landed on her 2 feet. But if she managed to get airborne from a swing, I wouldn't count on her being able to stick a great landing. I don't think she'll be attempting any swing jumps for a while after this. You can't see her face in this photo, but if you could, I think it would be one of realization as reality sinks in. The image has since gone viral, and some say she's still flying through the sky. Next up is It's Behind You. Baseball, it's one of America's favorite sports. So it's no surprise that millions of people go to live baseball games every year. Some people get really lucky and try to catch any stray balls that fly into the crowd. But one woman was not so lucky. She caught a ball, sure, just not with a glove, but her head. A Tampa Bay Rays sideline reporter snapped this selfie just as a ball flew towards the back of her head. Her selfie caught the amazingly unlucky moment. It's a shame because it's a great selfie and she had no idea she was about to get hit by a baseball. She was fine afterwards and posted the selfie to Instagram, dubbing it the most dangerous selfie of all time. Since then, she's gone viral for her selfies and good looks and has now 30,000 Instagram followers. So maybe this scary selfie turned out to be a good thing for her. I guess that depends on how painful the ball was. The girl girl is named Kelly Nash and still presents baseball news today, but we hope she'll lay off the selfies when balls are flying around next time. But if she does anyway, hopefully she takes a baseball mitt to get a great catch. Now that would be an awesome selfie. Next up is bad driver. How annoying is it when it's been raining outside and huge puddles are everywhere, and then out of nowhere a car drives through one, getting you or whoever's standing on the sidewalk soaking wet. It happens every so often, but usually doesn't get caught on camera. In this case, a driver splashed a huge wave onto two people, and someone caught a photo just before the water and reality hit. And what's even worse about this is that it wasn't just a puddle, but a puddle of mud. The people look like surfers, but I doubt these are the waves they had in mind. The driver of this car is really mean. I know there's a stereotype about people who drive those big pickup trucks, and maybe it's true. Hopefully these two girls weren't hit too bad by the wave. But by the looks of one of their faces, I'm not so sure. Then again, if karma exists, I'm sure this guy will somehow drive into a muddy swamp. Coming up next, we have Totally Shocking. This is one of the most dangerous photos on this list. We all know what happens when you touch an electricity pylon. But despite this being common knowledge, one woman decided to climb to the top of one. This happened in the Czech Republic, and the woman is locally known as a bit of a drinker. One day she had been doing just that before she climbed a pylon while hallucinating. The pylon was 40 feet tall. Eventually people coaxed her down, but it was hard to do. It must be hard to reason with someone who thinks climbing an electricity pylon is a good idea. She was taken to counseling for her drinking afterwards and luckily didn't get a shock from the pylon, although I think that would have been quite sobering. I don't really see how counseling would work for her, as she must be near to insane to scale such a huge and dangerous tower. She is apparently known for doing crazy things in her neighborhood, so locals didn't even react. How would you react if your neighbor scaled a pylon? Hopefully this woman stays off the drink after this escapade. I'm just surprised she managed to keep her sandals on for this whole ordeal. Next up is Seesaw. As kids, we love seesaws. Well, except this kid. He was posing for a photo with his legs open, as you do. But one thing he didn't account for was he was standing over a seesaw. In the background, we can see his terrible friend about to give him a nasty surprise. He looks pretty happy in the photograph, but I can only imagine what his face must have been like seconds after this image was taken. But it was likely the true face of pain. I bet this kid won't be going to the playground much anymore. I can't tell if the guy in the background is the boy's friend or an arch nemesis. And if it was a prank, then that friend needs to calm down. Whatever happened to whoopee cushions and less painful pranks? I'm sure the kid was fine after the ordeal, but it must have been a painful few moments. The lesson to be learned here: watch out for what you're standing over before someone takes a photo of you. He really should have learned this from Sideshow Bob. Next up is Action Ball. Play a game of ball, they said. It will be fun, they said. That is what I'm sure this girl is thinking. She was playing ball one day, and then someone in her group decided to take her photo. Next thing she knows, a friend either passed a ball to her or pranked her. But whatever her friend's motive was, a ball slammed right into the girl in the photo's face. The ball was printed with Action Ball, and it sure did make for an action-packed image. The ball must have been chucked pretty hard as her glasses flew off her face. And talking of her face, it's totally distorted by the ball. I'm sure she was fine afterwards, but she looks totally stunned. But let's be real, who wouldn't be when an action ball slams into your face? And next up we have body of water. On a hot day, there's a few things we all love: sitting in the sun and going to the pool. Well, one boyfriend decided to be a nice guy and bring the pool to his girlfriend. I'm just kidding, this boyfriend is very mean and deserves to get dunked himself. He may have cooled his girlfriend down, but by the looks of the woman's face, she wasn't enjoying it. The water matches the shape of the woman's body perfectly, meaning her whole body got soaked. The man sure looks happy with his prank. The photo was taken back in 2015, the same year the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge was popular. But something tells me the only reason the boyfriend did this was to make himself laugh. This photo is really funny though, just not for the woman. And that just about wraps up this video. Check out the poll in the top right corner and you can vote for the craziest photo taken before reality hit. I think it's the shark one because I couldn't imagine turning around and seeing a huge shark. But as always, thanks for watching. Check out some more videos on screen right now. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Top 10s.